So we got our first footage from Stranger Things Season 5. Now let's predict what's next for the rest of the year. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another video. So today I've got a Stranger Things Season 5 timeline prediction video. And no, I'm not talking about the specific events of Season 5. I'm talking about the timeline for marketing and everything leading up to the release of Season 5. This includes teasers, trailers, posters, you name it. It's been almost an entire month since we got the first footage at Tudum back in May, and so I've been thinking, what's next? What dates should we have circled on the calendar? And I wanted to share my predictions for the remaining teasers, trailers, and when I think we'll get the poster. So that's what I'm going to do here today. Before I do this, hit that like button, comment down below your predictions for the remaining release dates for teasers, trailers, posters, all that jazz. And of course, subscribe and hit that notification bell to help me reach my goal of 150,000 subscribers here on the channel. I mean, quite a bit. And if you want extra content, including live streams and a series where I deep dive into every episode of Stranger Things called Stranger Things Rewind, you can find that over on my Patreon. Every bit of support over there truly does mean the world. So the way I've structured this video is I'm going to go through all the major dates for teasers and trailers for Season 4, because I feel like that's the closest comparison point we have when looking at the scale of the seasons, the amount of time spent filming, all that I'm taking into account when I make my predictions for Season 5. And the timelines already don't line up, as we had 4 teasers for Season 4 alone, but I'm going to go ahead and run down the dates for everything we had for Season 4 leading up to its release. So the first teaser we got for Season 4 was actually on February 14th, 2020, Valentine's Day that year, and it was the From Russia with Love teaser that showed Hopper still alive in Russia. This is also right around the time when Season 4 started filming, and it's a bummer because about a month later in March of 2020, filming had to shut down due to the pandemic, and it couldn't pick back up until late September of that year. So for 6+ months, filming was shut down. The next teaser we got was the 11 Are You Listening teaser on May 6th of 2021, so a year and 3 months after the first piece of footage when we got the second one. Obviously, the reason there was such a long gap between is because of the pandemic. But this was about a minute-long teaser that just teased 11 at Hawkins' lab with Brenner. Then on August 6th of 2021, we got a Stranger Things 4 sneak peek that was comparable to what we got at Tudum, where about half the video was footage from past seasons, and then the final 15 seconds or so were flashes of shots from Season 4. Very comparable to what we got with a date announcement in Season 5 on May 31st of this year. Then we look ahead to September 25th of 2021, and this is when we got the Creel House teaser trailer, and this was actually a part of Netflix's Tudum from that year. This teaser showed a lot of the young Creel family at the Creel house, and then we got some shots of like Steve and Dustin, Max, and the gang at the Creel house. It was all centered around that plot. So you might notice a trend here where the teasers we got for Season 4, as there were 4 of them for Season 4, all lined up with different main character groupings or plots from the season. The next one we got was on November 6th, 2021, Stranger Things Day, and this was the Welcome to California teaser with 11 voicing over. We got shots of Mike and Will. It was all focused on the Cali crew, which completed the 4 different teasers for the 4 different character groupings. One for the Russia storyline, one for 11 and Papa with the whole Nina project, one for the Creel House storyline and Hawkins, and one for the California crew. On that same day, we also got the episode titles revealed for Stranger Things Season 4. And then on April 12th, 2022 is actually when we got the official Stranger Things Season 4 trailer, the one with all the meat on the bone that includes the Separate Ways remix by Journey. One of my favorite Stranger Things trailers of all time, and that thing's epic as hell.
See you on the other side.
On the other side.
Then, believe it or not, we got one more trailer before Season 4, which Volume 1 hit Netflix on May 27th, 2022, and on May 23rd, 2022, we got the Volume 1 final trailer. Stranger Things 4 then released on May 27th. We had to wait until July 1st. That's when we obviously got Volume 2, but in the gap, Stranger Things actually dropped another trailer, the Volume 2 trailer, and that released on June 21st, 2022, so about 10 days before Volume 2 hit Netflix. And taking a look at the poster release dates for Season 4, on February 17th of 2022, we got the first poster with the 4 character groupings connected, and then on May 12th, we got the official poster for Season 4 with the artwork by Kyle Lambert. So taking all that Season 4 marketing info into account, my big takeaway is that the official trailer for Season 4 didn't drop until April, and that was about a month before the season hit Netflix. So let's apply some of the same timeline to Season 5, and I've actually put together my own predictions for how the rest of this year is going to pan out out with trailers, teasers, and posters. So what have we gotten so far? Obviously on Stranger Things Day of 2024, we got all 8 episode titles officially released along with the coming 2025 date. But if you watch my channel for any amount of time, you'll know that. I reference it all the time. It's actually almost become a running gag at this point. The first official footage dropped on May 31st, 2025 at Netflix's To Doom when we got the date announcement with some teaser footage in there. And that's of course where the 3 release dates for the 3 volumes were announced. We're getting Volume 1 on November 26th of this year, Volume 2 on December 25th, aka Christmas of this year, and Volume 3 on December 31st or New Year's Eve of this year. Now, all we have is about 15 seconds of footage. We don't have any other footage or any dates for when we're getting teasers, so it's June 25th as of recording this, and if we're looking at June 26th, that's 5 months to the day until we get Season 5, as the first volume drops on November 26th of this year. So with only 5 months to go, what can we expect? Well, for starters, we're probably not going to get 4 individual teasers like we did with Season 4. They're probably just going to stick to the traditional teaser trailer and official trailer. So when's that official teaser trailer going to drop? I'm going to go ahead and say we're not going to get it until August. But in my mind, I don't see them dropping it in the month of July. They have a lot of other big shows they gotta promote. Squid Game comes out this week. Wednesday's dropping in August. I think a lot of the emphasis is gonna be on those 2 shows, and Stranger Things is gonna get the back half of the year promo. So to me, they'll drop a teaser sometime in August, maybe between the gaps of Wednesday. I think Wednesday drops at the beginning of August and the beginning of September. So in between that gap is when I think we'll get the first teaser for Stranger Things. That way we've had a little time to sort of marinate on this teaser footage we got at To Doom. And then I don't think we'll get the official trailer, the big one with all the meat on the bone, until October, potentially even as late as Halloween or Stranger Things Day of this year on November 6th. I know that's cutting it close to the November 26th release, but this is the final season of the show, and with like final movies and big franchises often, they don't reveal as much in marketing because they don't need to. They've already won the audience over. Like, people don't need to be sold on Stranger Things Season 5, so that's why to me, the marketing's gonna be a little lesser here in terms of revealing as much in footage, because what do you really have to do to convince people to watch it? It's the most talked about show maybe ever in Netflix history or in our lifetimes, arguably. It's its big epic final season, and people are gonna be tuned in, so there's gonna be word of mouth galore. A teaser and an official trailer is really all you need here. If they wanna do more, bring it on, but I do believe that that official trailer is not gonna drop until October. That could be a bit late, but that would be about a month and a half before. Say they drop it early to mid-October, that's about a month and a half out from that final season's first volume hitting Netflix, which lines up with the Season 4 timeline and most of Netflix's other major releases. Oftentimes, they don't give us an official trailer until like 3 to 4 weeks from that season of a show hitting Netflix. So I think they're just gonna hold off on that official trailer until October when we're really getting closer to the season dropping. I also believe we'll get a final trailer. That's become a trend with Netflix shows. We got it with Season 4, and I think that final trailer is gonna drop about 1 week out from Season 5 hitting Netflix. So on around November 19th, I think we'll get a final trailer. Hopefully it doesn't reveal too much, but the more I sit here and think about it and talk through it, this might be an anomaly where we don't get an official trailer for Season 5, we just get a Volume 1 trailer, a Volume 2 trailer, and a Volume 3 trailer. So they don't get a trailer that showcases footage from the entire season. Each trailer is just designated to its specific volume. I think that might end up being the way to go. But regardless, I do think we're gonna get a trailer for Volume 2 and Volume 3, because they did that with Season 4, and it'd be a missed opportunity not to. Now, I do think we get into the territory of them revealing too much there. I don't want to see like iconic shots before watching the show, but they're gonna have to remind people, hey, Volume 2 is dropping on Christmas, Volume 3 is dropping on New Year's Eve, stay tuned. So I think the Volume 2 trailer will drop on December 15th, which is 10 days before Volume 2 hits Netflix. And even though we've only got 6 days between Volume 2 and Volume 3, I still think we'll get that Volume 3 trailer on December 29th, a few days before the final episode airs on Netflix. And when it comes to the Season 5 poster, I think they could have dropped one a long time ago. I'm clamoring for that maybe more than most people. I love the artwork of Stranger Things. I want a Season 5 poster so I can hang it on my wall. I'm sitting over here looking off camera. I've got my Stranger Things shrine, and I have my Season 4 poster right there, like the main one with the artwork by Kyle Lambert. And I want to get the Season 5 one so that I can start my Season 5 section of my collection with Funkos, all that stuff. And I think they'll ramp up like the merchandise with posters, with shirts, with Funkos, all that, probably in October, if I had to guess, about a month in advance. I feel like that's what they usually do. So you know I'll be going hard on that for the final season, probably doing hauls, you know the drill. Regarding the poster for Season 5, I don't think we'll get that until we get the teaser trailer. And I think we'll get a minimal version of a Stranger Things poster, and then the big one with all the cool artwork from Kyle Lambert will probably release in the month of November. I think that'll probably hit on Stranger Things Day of this year, like the main final poster for season 5. But when it comes to the first look poster for season 4, for reference, it was the one with like the 4 character groupings kind of connected by a gate in the middle. I think for season 5, we'll get the first one sometime in August, maybe with that first teaser. But yeah, time is running out for them to start ramping up marketing for season 5. Like I said, we're 5 months away from the season hitting Netflix, at least the first 4 episodes, and that time's gonna fly by. I don't know about you guys, but the year has been flying by. Life in general has just been moving so fast with time lately, and so to me, I think the time is now to start marketing. Obviously, I want them to get something out sooner rather than later, and a big date everyone's had circled, I'm not fully sold on it, is July 15th. That's coming up very quick in about 3 weeks, and the reason people are talking about that date as a potential teaser date is because that's the anniversary of Stranger Things season 1 premiering on Netflix. Last year, it's when we got the Stranger Things season 5 behind the scenes teaser trailer, so a lot of people are speculating we're gonna get something this year. I'm not on that train. I think that we'll get maybe a poster or like a behind the scenes photo dump at best. I'd love it if they said, hey, here's a teaser, go crazy, but we'll have to see. I'm not fully sold on that. I've been burned so many times throughout the production of season 5, like trying to predict dates, that it's just become difficult for me to fully commit to one. And so July 15th, I'm kind of like flip a coin. I'm here for it, but I'm leaning maybe a poster or some photos from behind the scenes. All that to say, we're in the season 5 era. Marketing's gonna start ramping up very soon. We already have our first footage, and once that teaser drops, it's gonna open the floodgates with merchandise, posters, more news, the press tour, all that stuff with interviews in the cast. It's gonna be a wild time to be a Stranger Things fan, as we're pretty much gonna be eating every single day. Our hard work waiting all these years is going to have paid off, as pretty much every single day, at some point during the day, we're gonna get a new piece of news, a new piece of merch announced, a new interview with the cast. It's gonna be an incredible time to be a Stranger Things fan. But that's my timeline prediction for the marketing of season 5. Again, I hope they drop things sooner rather than later, but I do think we'll end up getting 3 trailers for each volume of this season. And I want to say we're going to get that poster in August as well as the first teaser. I hope we get something in July. That would be a huge, very pleasant and welcome surprise. But my expectations are that we won't get the next piece of footage until August or maybe even September. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below your predictions for the timeline with marketing for season 5. When's the teaser trailer going to drop? When's the official trailer going to drop? When's the poster going to drop? Let me know your thoughts on that down below. And again, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you want extra content, including Stranger Things Rewind, the whole series is coming out about once a week. We do a deep dive into Stranger Things, each episode that is. You can find that over on my Patreon. Any support over there truly does mean the world. But that's going to do it. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. And until next time, I'll see you on the other side of the Upside Down.